Wahl makes it easy. Easy to cut hair like a pro at home. For sports, for fashion, for any look at all, Wahl makes it easy for you to cut, shorten, shape, or style conveniently and quickly. And Wahl offers a variety of guide combs, including 2 new adjustable and a 1.5-inch comb to make home hair cutting even easier. From short to long, these combs offer a greater variety of guided cutting positions. We'll show you how Wahl makes it easy for you. In this video, you'll see examples of popular hairstyles made easy. But first, let's look at the Wahl products you'll be viewing. Today, you'll see haircut demonstrations using Wahl AC-powered clippers and rechargeable cord or cordless Wahl clippers. The hair cutting techniques we'll look at work equally well with either model. Both models come with a wide assortment of guide combs. Wahl offers a broad selection of guide combs that make cutting different lengths of hair easy. These guide combs install easily on your Wahl clipper. Simply slide the guide comb over the blade area until you hear the comb snap in. To remove the guide comb, lift and push from the back of the comb. The comb should slide forward and off. Now let's look at a couple of ways you can make sure your Wahl clipper provides you with years of convenient cuts. Yes, Wahl makes it easy, including caring for your Wahl clipper. Be sure to read your owner's manual for full details on caring for your clipper. For now, we'll look at some quick maintenance tips you can use to make sure your clipper gives you years of trouble-free hair cutting. Before you begin maintenance of your clipper, unplug it if you've got the AC-powered model, or remove the power cord if you've got the battery-powered model. The rechargeable Wahl clipper blades are pre-aligned and never need adjustment. The AC-powered Wahl clipper blades were oiled and aligned before leaving our factory. However, it is possible for blades to become unaligned during shipping. In fact, if you are having trouble with your clipper's performance, it is possible that the blades are out of alignment. To check alignment of the blades, follow these steps. If your clipper has a taper lever, position the lever in the up or close cut position. Check that the tips of the top blade teeth are 1/32 of an inch below the tips of the bottom blade. If the blade teeth are too close, the moving top blade may touch the skin. The farthest left-hand tooth of the top blade must cover or be to the left of the first small tooth of the bottom blade. And finally, check that the right-hand tooth of the top blade is touching the big tooth on the bottom blade. If, through these tests, you find the blade alignment is incorrect, follow this procedure. Add a few drops of oil to the blades and run the clipper for a few moments. Turn off and unplug the clipper. Loosen the blade screw slightly and adjust to the required measurements. And finally, tighten the screws once the blade is aligned. Always wipe your clipper off after you've finished using it. You can remove hair with a paper towel and a brush. You can also remove hair by moving the taper lever on the AC model up and down. This can be very handy for clearing jammed blades while cutting hair. For cleaning the blade set on rechargeable clippers, follow these procedures. The rechargeable clipper features a quick detachable blade set, making the blade set easy to clean. Simply detach the blade, then use a brush to clean the blades, the cam, and the spring retaining clip. The blade set on the rechargeable model is permanently pre-aligned and will never need adjustment. Please refer to the instruction manual for further details. Be sure to keep the blades clean and well oiled. Oil the clipper by placing a few drops of oil on the teeth of the blades before and after every haircut. Be careful to only remove the excess lubricant. Be sure to use only the Wahl oil that came with your clipper. It's a fine oil specially formulated for your clipper and will not evaporate or leave a gummy residue which could slow down the cutting blades. The high speed of the clipper blades requires this specific type of oil. Finally, your AC-powered clipper was adjusted at the factory for peak efficiency. But if the voltage in your house is different, you might need to readjust your clipper. On the side of the clipper, you'll find a power screw to adjust the clipper's power setting. Using a screwdriver or a small coin, turn the screw clockwise until you hear a sound like this. Then turn the screw counterclockwise until the noise stops. This is the maximum power setting for the voltage in your home. Utilize these quick maintenance tips for peak performance from your Wahl Clipper and refer to your manual for other troubleshooting guidelines. One last thing before we begin cutting hair. This diagram divides a haircut into 4 different sections. We will be referring to this diagram to help clarify the hair cutting techniques used by Bobby and Terry. The neckline is considered section 1. Below the rim is section 2. The rim is section 3. And the top is section 4. Our stylists will be cutting hair section by section until the haircuts are complete. One very important technique which the hairstylists will use in many of the styles we'll see is blending between the 4 sections. Blending is simply varying the length of the cuts from shorter to longer as you work from one area of the head to another. The blending technique will greatly help the success of your haircuts. It's a technique that requires patience and practice, but you can get it. Wahl makes it easy. Now, let's cut some hair. We're going to show you how Wahl makes it easy by demonstrating 5 different hairstyles. Bobby and Terry, our stylists, are going to demonstrate the techniques and methods that allow them to create up-to-date styles with their Wahl clippers. We'll look at a contemporary fashion cut, a traditional short or buzz haircut, a style called the fade, a flat top cut, and finally, we'll look at a contemporary cut for longer hair using the adjustable guide combs and the 1.5-inch comb. Remember as we watch that Bobby and Terry are professionals. They'll be demonstrating techniques for you to practice yourself. You can adapt these techniques to a variety of styles. With Wahl making it easy for you, it's simply a matter of patience and practice. Let's start with the contemporary fashion cut. We're looking for a clean, tapered cut here. Bobby will start with a number 3 guide comb for the sides and back, section number 2. A good principle to remember with the guide combs is to start with longer combs and work your way to the shorter combs. It's good to begin with this conservative approach since you can always cut more hair off later, but you can't put any back. Bobby starts this cut at the front of the right side. The main technique to using the guide combs is a rocking motion with your wrist. Start at the bottom of the hairline and sweep your hand upward, rocking your wrist as you move the clipper towards the top of the head. Just let the guide comb move along the surface of the head. The guide comb will make sure the length of the cut is right. Using the same rocking motion, work from the front of the head towards the back. Use the finger from your other hand to hold the ear away from the head while you cut above the ear. As you cut around the head, continue to cut upwards. The rocking motion will allow you to begin blending the length of the cut towards the top of the head. Continue with the guide comb and rocking motion around the back of the head to the other side. Here, Bobby is using a blending technique called clipper over comb. You use a comb to lift the hair away from the head and then use the edge of the comb as the cutting guide. This technique makes it easy to create a gradual blend line from the side to the top of the head. Bobby is also using this technique to remove some of the bulk from the edges of the top of the young man's head, section number 3. Working at the neckline, or section number 1, Bobby switches to a number 1 guide comb and just uses the guide comb to follow the contour of the head and neck. Remember to work from larger combs to smaller combs. To do the top, section number 4, we'll wet the hair and use a scissors. Comb the hair down in the front to look at the length for the bangs. Remember that hair seems longer when it is wet and shrinks when it dries. The key here is to cut the bangs to the length of the hair on the sides of the head. Compare the 2 lengths before you start cutting the bangs, and then make a clean cut across the front by holding the hair between your first 2 fingers. Work with just a little hair at a time. As you cut, use the length of the hair you've already cut as your guide. This technique is called clipper over fingers, similar to the clipper over comb technique. Now, Bobby continues cutting the hair back across the head. Hold the hair you've already cut at the bangs between your fingers and use it to gauge the length of the cuts. Again, work with a small section of hair at a time, being patient. Continue until you've cut all of the hair on the top of the head, working front to back and using the hair you cut most recently as a length guide. Then blend sections 2, 3, and 4. You're trying to create a smooth transition from the length on top to the length on the side. Hold the hair on the top and the hair from the sides in your fingers and trim the length to blend the two areas together. Continue your way around the head, blending in a circle until the whole head is done. Remove the guide comb from the clipper to trim the sideburns. Hold the ear out of the way to create a clean line in the hair around the ear. Next, finish up around the neckline, section 1, for a nice even line across the back of the neck. And here's the finished product. Next, we'll do the traditional short or buzz cut. Bobby's going to begin with a number 2 guide comb. As we've already discussed, you might want to start with a longer comb and work to a shorter one. Use the same rocking motion with your wrist as you work back along the head, letting the guide follow the contour of the head. For a tapered cut around each ear, switch to the left and right ear guide combs. Work from back to front. Switch back to the number 2 comb and continue towards the back of the head with the rocking motion through sections 1, 2, and 3 from the neck upwards towards the crown of the head. Go right around the back of the head to the other side. Switch back to the other directional guide comb to cut around the other ear. Then, use the number 2 guide comb to finish the side, working from front to back. Anytime you're working with hair that has a strong, definite growth pattern, or cowlick, remember to cut against the direction of the hair's growth. Next, Bobby switches to a number 3 guide comb to work on the top of the head, section 4. The longer guide comb keeps a little more length on the top of the head. Work from the front straight back, keeping the attachment against the head. In the case of the cowlick at the front of the head, Bobby cuts with the growth direction rather than against, allowing the hair's natural appearance to remain. Trim the sideburns with no attachment combs. You might also want to use the taper lever to adjust the depth of the cut to work around the base of the neck, blending the length. And that's it! Our next style is called the fade. It's a very popular style which can be the basis for some of the far-out styles involving shapes and lines cut into the hair. Bobby starts with section 2 at the right front of the head, using the clipper in a rocking motion from bottom to top. You'll blend the hair length at the top, going from the short length of the sides to the longer length of the top. Hold the ear out of the way as you work your way back. Continue with the rocking motion around to the back of the neck, working your way up the head, blending the length as you reach the top. It's a good idea to clean up a section as you finish, going back to check for any hair you missed, and cleaning up the blend line at the top of the head. Then go back to the rocking motion, working around the back to the other side. Hold the ear out of the way to make the cut around the ear. And then continue towards the front of the head, finishing the side. Remember, the rechargeable unit has a handy AC power cord for use when the battery runs low or when doing multiple hairstyles. We'll work at the top of the head, section 4, with a number 4 guide comb. Again, it's best to start with a longer guide comb and work your way to a shorter comb. Just place the guide comb on the top of the head and cut straight back. Let the guide comb determine the length and work all around the top of the head. Now, Bobby switches to a shorter guide comb, starting long and working shorter. To get a square look across the top of the head, use a comb as your cutting guide. Cut along the straight edge of the comb with the comb level. Just as when you're working with the guide combs, cut just a little bit at a time. Patience pays. Work across the head for a balanced, square look. You might want to use a mirror in the front of the head to watch your work. Use the clipper without guide combs to edge around the front of the hairline for a nice clean look. We can finish off the style by putting a part in the hair. Use the clipper without an attachment to cut a straight line in the hair. And here's the finished style. Our next cut is called a flat top, a very short haircut that gives hair a square shape. To begin this haircut, Terry begins at the top of the head, section 4. She begins by determining the flattest spot on top of the head. To do this, place a comb flat on top of the head and position the comb horizontal to the floor. Without any attachments, run the clipper across the top of the comb. Cut all of section 4, being sure to leave the bangs alone. Also, go back over areas already cut to check for stray hairs. Next, cut the sides and back of the head, sections 1 and 2. To do this, use the number 3 guide comb. Work your way around the head using a smooth rocking motion. Cut the hair upwards against the natural lay of the hair. By cutting against the grain like this, the hair is directed to the clipper blade for excellent cuts. When cutting around the ear, simply bend the ear and continue cutting with your upward stroke. Remember to cut in small sections. Go over these sections more than once to help blend the hair and check for any stray hairs. Continue to cut towards the back of the head into section 3. Let the comb follow the natural shape of the head into section 3. The next section to cut is the rim of the head, or section 3. Keep this section squared off for the flat top look. To do this, there are no attachments needed. Use the flat top comb again. However, this time, hold the comb vertical to the floor against the side of the head. Run the clipper against the teeth of the comb. This will provide a nice squared off look. Next, use the clipper over comb technique to cut the bangs to the desired length. The length of the bangs for a flat top cut varies depending on size and shape of forehead, hair density, and growth patterns. Next, use the left and right ear guide combs to trim and clean up around the ear. Finally, use the number 1 guide comb to cut the neckline. Use upward smooth strokes. Use this same technique to go shorter around the ear and sideburns if desired. Finally, using no attachments, invert the clipper to clean up the look and get straight lines along the neckline, sideburns, and ear. And that's all there is to it. The following haircut you will see utilizes the new and unique Wahl adjustable guide combs and the 1.5-inch guide comb. The adjustable combs provide 10 different cutting lengths for ease of use and excellent professional results. The 2 adjustable guide combs provide a wide range of lengths without the inconvenience of changing combs. Short and long cuts are possible with just 2 combs. The 1 to 5 adjustable comb cuts from 1/8 of an inch to 5/8 of an inch long. The 6 to 10 adjustable comb cuts from 3/8 of an inch to 1 1/4 inches long. Both combs adjust in 1/8 inch increments and have preset positions marked in millimeters. Wahl also offers the exclusive number 12 guide comb, a 1.5-inch guide comb for cutting longer hair. The contour design follows the natural shape of the head comfortably. The teeth are fantail shaped to easily guide and control longer hair to the cutting blades. The bottom edges of the teeth are flat for comfort against the scalp. These 3 combs provide greater versatility and styling options. Let's watch as our hairstylist Terry uses these combs for excellent results. The next cut we will demonstrate is a contemporary cut for longer hair. This haircut requires starting with sections 1 and 2 and working your way to the top of the head, section 4. Attach the 6 to 10 adjustable guide comb and adjust it to the number 6 position. Begin cutting at one side of the head and work to the other side using smooth, rocking upward strokes. Avoid cutting the bangs. They will be cut later. Occasionally comb the hair to its natural fall to see how it lays. Continue with your upward cutting around the ears and to the other side of the head. Again, be sure not to cut the bangs. Comb it out of the way if necessary. To cut Section 3, you will need to section off the hair in Section 4. It helps to wet the hair when doing this. Section 4 will be cut with the 1.5" number 12 guide comb and will therefore remain longer than the rest of the sections. Cut Section 3 with the adjustable guide comb in the number 6 position. Use the same upward rocking motion to cut the hair. Be sure not to cut Section 4. Go back over any areas that need further shaping. Next, cut Section 4 using the number 12 attachment comb. Use strokes from front to back and side to side to cut this section. The number 12 attachment comb has a natural curve designed to follow the curve of the head. Finally, clean up around the sideburns, ears, and neckline by inverting the clipper. Inverting the clipper for cutting gives you a clean line. And here is the final result. Well, we've seen a lot of interesting and useful techniques. Bobby and Terry have demonstrated a number of ways to adapt these techniques to a wide variety of hairstyles. Now it's your turn. Practice, be patient, and remember, Wahl makes it easy. Wahl makes it easy to create styles from traditional to contemporary. Your Wahl Clipper puts the world of hairstyles at your fingertips, making it convenient and economical to cut hair at home. Wahl makes it easy. Wahl offers a full line of personal care products. Here are just a few. The Wahl Groomsman beard and mustache trimmers give you all the tools you need for precise, even beard and mustache trimming. The Wahl trimmer is easier and quicker than scissors and provides a finer groomed result. The Wahl Custom Shave System is the only shaver with 3 interchangeable heads. It guarantees a perfect shave every time for every skin type.
Welcome to the future. The Wahl Custom Shave System with sensitive, close, and super close shaving heads to match his skin and beard conditions. With dual flex foils contoured to reach every angle of his face for the fastest, smoothest shaves ever. Plus a full-width trimmer and rechargeable convenience. The Wahl Custom Shave System. Welcome to the future. The future is now.
The Wahl Pro Series 2-speed massager with heat provides 8 attachments for your comfort. Each attachment is designed for your complete relaxation. The Wahl Pro Series massager provides the ultimate in massage therapy. Wahl also offers a large selection of animal grooming kits for pets, horses, and large animals. From battery-operated trimmers to powerful rotary motor clippers and all the accessories, Wahl provides everything you need to do the job right. As more people realize the time and money saved by grooming pets at home, more people choose Wahl. Wahl products are available at most retailers selling personal care appliances. For Wahl retailers in your state, call 1-800-729-9245.